So your neck, the bottom of your neck has the most available movement in it. But when we expect those segments, those vertebra, those joints to do all of the work, then they can get overused. They can get a little bit stressed out, and they can create pain. The muscles can go into a protective mode around that lower part of the neck, and you can feel that as pain and tension in the neck. So what we really want to do is create support below that level. So top of the thoracic spine to about the middle of the thoracic spine, we need that area to be strong and mobile. I'm Stephanie Carter Kelly, a physical therapist that uses yoga in everything that I do. Today, we're doing a little bit more physical therapy with the therapy ball than maybe yoga. So we're bringing in some activities that will give you strength of this upper thoracic area, that spot just below the neck. So we want to create the support there so that the bottom of the neck, where you might feel a lot of the pain, right as that curve starts, you might feel pain there. We want to be able to support that spot so it can work less. So, a couple of things. The other muscle groups in that area that will help support you are the muscles of the shoulder blades or the scapula. So I love the ball because it's a little bit easier on the ball than from the floor to get into a little bit of extension. And you can support your belly in this position too. Because if you're trying to lift your head and shoulders up off the floor, then it can compress on the ribs and it can kind of hurt. So if you also have the diagnosis of osteopenia and osteoporosis, you want to be really light on those ribs. So if you don't have a ball, you could create a pile of pillows, firm pillows, and do the same thing. So you're resting over a pile of pillows. But you can keep your hands on the floor first. You want the ball right at your belly. And you want to keep your chin tucked and just lift. Lift your chest, your shoulders, and your head up off the floor. And just holding this position. You can still keep fingertips on the floor if you need that little bit of support. That's a great place to start. You've got some feedback in the belly, so as you breathe and expand into the belly, you can press the belly into the ball. You have that little bit of flexibility, so I like that sensation in the belly. And you can just feel that softness through the ribs. So when you're on the floor doing this, and you're trying to lift your head and shoulders up off the floor, you might feel how that pokes on those lower ribs, and you may not want that if you have any bone health impairment like osteopenia or osteoporosis. You could also do this from your knees, so you've got more support. Keep your knees wide and just lift head and chest up off. It's not quite as difficult this way, but you could do this. So then to progress it, you want to get your arms out of it. So keep that chin tucked, lift your head and chest up. The more you roll your body off of the ball, the harder it's going to get. So find that right amount of effort for you. You don't want to feel pain, but you want to feel like the muscles, the back of the neck, back of the shoulders, middle of the back is all working. Then to work those shoulder blade muscles, you can just lift your arms in whatever position you want to. Bring them out into a T position. Take them down by your side. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift those arms up, palms facing the ceiling. But this is going to put a little bit of extra effort right between the shoulder blades on those muscles of the shoulder blades. Again, you could do the same thing with your arms, with your knees on the floor. Again, this gives you a little bit more stability. I am doing this on the yoga mat so that my feet don't slide, so I can kind of get some stability through the feet. And as soon as you feel that fatigue, you can always just rest. And then rest your head down. There's no need to do a lot of repetitions. You just want to get into that position and hold and breathe. Hold a nice, moderate effort, light to moderate effort of resistance, of effort, and just hold that position and breathe. So an isometric exercise. So those are some exercises that you can do over the ball or over a pile of pillows. But the one thing we also want to make sure, so that's all about strength, but you also need to make sure you have mobility in that area. And we did a little bit of that. I did a little bit of that the other day, but you want to make sure, and I like to do that also on the ball. So start with sitting on the ball and walk yourself all the way down. Go as deeply as you can on the ball so that your entire back is on the ball. You could walk your feet out if you want to, if you're limited in your knees and your hips. And sit your hips way down. If you're worried that the ball is going to roll away from you, you can always put the ball right up against the wall and then just slide yourself down into this position. Again, your feet can be out in front of you if your knees don't bend this well. And then I kind of help my head and neck by pulling on my head, just wiggling around a little bit and resting head, shoulders, and upper back on the ball. So with this position of the legs, I'm getting a little bit of flexion through the low back and a lot more extension through the upper back. You want to dissociate those areas. So many times this mid and upper back is stiff and we get so much more movement from the low back and from the neck. Here, the neck is completely supported. The arms can go overhead if that's comfortable on the shoulders. The arms could also come out to the side in a T position again, just to open the front of the shoulders. And just hang out here. It's a great position if you are tight in the knees and the hips. You can kind of control this position. You can always push off of the legs and just relax here too. Just allowing gravity to pull the arms down and back and really open. The only thing about this is that now you have to really kind of work to keep the low back flat and the belly engaged, or else you could end up in a full arch all the way through the entire spine. That's not bad, but we want to try to keep a little bit of flexion in the low back. That's why it helps to be down here as you open through the mid and upper back. I love that position so much. It's almost something that I need to do every day because I just get so tight in through this area. So that is a way to create a really good foundation for your neck. You need to be mobile and you need to be strong in this upper thoracic area. You have ribs all in this area that need to be able to move when you breathe. So give those a try. Find a ball or find a stack of pillows. Let me know how it feels to just open up in this area. Do a little assessment. How does my neck feel? And then localize the strength and the mobility to this area rather than the neck, protecting the neck in some ways in order to open up across through the upper back. So again, I'm Stephanie Carter-Kelly, a physical therapist that uses yoga in everything that I do. Have a wonderful day.